guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm gonna talk about something very sensitive, something crucial. I'm gonna talk about how I got scammed in China. Like, that was something terrible that happened to me like few months ago. And the reason why I'm telling you guys this story, it's because to make you guys alert. Last I made a video about how safe is China. However, it's not always what is beautiful seems beautiful. It doesn't mean it doesn't have disadvantages and stuff like that. So today I'm just gonna talk about how I got scammed, and I really don't know if I'm ready for this because it's a sensitive story and I feel like it's something very sensitive, but I'm ready. I think it's time now. I can share with you guys what happened to me, and this is my story and this is my experience. I just want to put out a disclaimer, like, yeah, this is my experience and that's just it. So this is what happened. There was this fine day, I was at home and I was just like on my bed and I received a call, a strange call. Like, okay, I should say that in China there are always like these phone calls that you randomly receive from people who are claiming to advertise products. Just random people just calling on your phone number, like anytime they will just ring and you'll pick up and listen, it's a Chinese person. Most people, what we do is we just cancel off the phone and we just switch off. You know, it's a person speaking Chinese. Why should I listen to someone like calling me, you know, a stranger? But for me, this certain number kept on calling me several times on different occasions, and I was just like, okay, why is this number always calling me? And I realized it kept on calling, and every time when I listen, I'm like hearing someone saying, oh yeah, your passport has been used. Oh yeah, your passport has been used to create an account. Please do listen to us. And so this fine day, I decided to listen to this Chinese person calling me, and the same number that I took note that have been randomly calling me, it was the same number. So I decided to listen to this person, and I'm like, okay, this person is talking to me and I can hear because I understand Chinese pretty well. So I was like hearing on the phone, all on the other end, someone saying, all right, your passport has been used to create an account, and this account now is acquiring debts, so you need to come to us and tell us, like, really, did you create this account? So the story is, apparently I created a bank account and now it's accumulating debts or something like that. And for me, I'm like, what? I've never done that. Like, why would an account acquiring debt? Like, maybe someone is using this account to buy things or something like that. And so I kept on listening to the person explaining to me the story, and they wanted me to go to their office, and I'm like, okay, now I'm in Nanjing, and the person is saying they're calling from Shanghai because I lived in Shanghai for like a year. So I'm like, okay, my passport was used to create an account and now it's acquiring debts. That sounds like trouble, you know? And I kept on listening to the person, and I listened until they came to a point like, okay, now what you need to do is you need to prove that whether this is your account. And he made this person on the line. Like, I kept on going through different people. They were like telling me the story and making me like understand the whole story, like what happened, how did someone create an account with my passport and now it's acquiring debts, and what should I do to solve this problem. So I listened to the person and they put me through this process. I've been on the phone call for like about 3 hours, just like continuously. They're telling me to enter some numbers, they're telling me to enter some things through my phone. And mind you, like, that was just in my year of really, like, that was just not, I was at the point where I know Chinese very well, but still I was like, okay, it's a Chinese person talking to me, you know. But anyways, I followed the steps. I did what they asked for me to do, and I kept on following all the process and through this process until it came to a point whereby they were telling me, okay, now what we need you to do is confirm with us how many bank accounts do you have. And I was telling the person I have this number of accounts, and tell us in which account you have money. And I was telling the person, okay, I have money in this account, and I have money in the other account, and I have this amount, and this and this and this. I was telling all the details, and the person went on to tell me, all right, because now you are in Nanjing and you are far from us, I think the best option for you to do is you send us money that you have in the account. Like, you send us all your money that you have in your account so that we can confirm whether this is really your own truly hard-earned money. And I'm like, okay, someone needs to prove that this is my money from my own bank account. But that time I didn't even know that, like, I just didn't know that how can someone prove that this is my money if I'm gonna put the money through the bank to transfer to them, and how can someone prove money that this is my money if they are not like checking directly into my account? So that's what happened. And that was like, I think I slept over that. They told me the whole process, and they told me they're gonna call me back the next day. And I didn't tell, at this point I still didn't tell anyone anything. I was just like, okay, they need to prove my money, whether it's my money. And the money that I had that time, I like worked for in summer holiday, like I worked on a summer camp, and I got this money, and so I had it in my account, like it was my saving. I even like, that was my saving, and I didn't want to touch that money until a certain point of time. But because money needs to be proved that whether it's mine or not, I had to send the money to these people. So the next day they called me, and what I did, I just followed the instructions. I went on an ATM. They told me I should enter this phone number where I will deposit the money, and after 24 hours, they will come back to me. Yo, that was a Sunday, and I decided, like, God, I hope that they just don't find any problem with my money. I'm gonna go to church today, and I'm just gonna pray, God, please help me through this. And that day, because they say they're gonna call me back after 24 hours, so I went to church, and the 24-hour was just ending like after church, suppose. So I went to church, and then I'm like, please God, please just help me with this one time, like please. I was really, really praying hard, and I went to church. And so what happened is, after church, they never called me back, and I started being skeptical now, like, what? I sent my money for someone to prove whether it's my money, but they didn't call me up to now. Like, they say they're gonna call after 24 hours. And now this is when it clicked in my head, like, whoa, this should be something wrong with this. Like, I started feeling like that something is wrong with the story. Like, how come? And all this time I've not told anyone, because I'm just that person. I just don't randomly talk about my really, really, really secret things to anyone, because I just don't trust people. Like, I think I don't trust people. But okay, at this point I didn't tell anyone, and I came from church and I realized something was wrong. And that was the time it clicked in my head, that I need to look for help. So what I decided is, I decided to go to I went to our school supervisor and told him what happened, the whole story. And he's like, how? No, first I went to the police. I went to the police to tell the police, like, oh yeah, I got a phone call and I sent my money. And the amount of money, that was like 10,000 renminbi. 10,000 renminbi, and that's approximately, let's say, how much US dollar. I think I'll calculate and put the number. So it was 10,000 renminbi, and I told the police people, like, okay, so I got this phone call and they took my money. They said they're gonna approve my money and all that. And the person took the police report. They took the report and they like wrote down every single number that was calling me. They're trying to track this number so that they maybe get hold of the people, because the number was registered from another province. And the police kept on going in through the story, but the story was not coming really together, because I was speaking Chinese, but not the perfect Chinese, It's not the same thing like you're getting the story from a Chinese person. It will always be clear. But from a foreigner, it's going to be like a peak of different sessions, and some parts are going to be missing. But I told the story to the police, and the police called my supervisor, by that, like our school supervisor, and the supervisor came in, like, and the supervisor, like, how can you do that? I'm like, I didn't know people in China do scam other people, Okay, so after that, the police said, okay, we're going to look into the matter. We're going to surely try to retrieve your money. And I waited and waited, like, few days later, still no answer. Like, my money never came back to me. And I went back home. After that night, I went back home, and I didn't even cry. I was just so astonished of my own story. Like, how can I be that dumb to accept a story from a stranger and believe, like, they need to prove my money? Yo. And after that, the money never came back to me, and I was really devastated. I really don't exactly remember if I cried, and in fact, if I was gonna cry, why was I going to cry? Because the money's gone and all that. I just didn't know. And after that, block supervisor just told me like, yeah, you should. Actually, what happened after that, my block supervisor called me in. Do you have any other money? And I'm like, okay, I don't have money anymore. That was like my savings. I don't have anything anymore. Before the next scholarships, like the next day when I get scholarship, I didn't have money until then. And then the supervisor kind of gave me some money that I could use for a few days before my actual scholarship money comes in my bank account. And that's what happened to me. So I got scammed, like just like that. I got scammed. And trust me, this happened to me, but I know it happened to a number of other Chinese people. I've seen people online saying they also got scammed, like other foreigners, but I really don't know about their story. This is my story, and I just want you guys to be vigilant and be open, like I opened, to know that it's safe in China, but it's not always an ultimate 100% safe, because everywhere you go there are always bad people, and stay alert for that. So yeah guys, this is my story. I hope you learned something from this story, and please do stick around for more videos. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and until my next video, stay humble, stay positive, and work hard towards your goal. Yeah, goodbye.